What's up, Mathers? It's your boy, Laughers and me. I'm here with my boy, Afro Coming 765. How you doing today, my guy?
You already know. It's a beautiful day to be a bad guy. And here to give the people their daily dose of dirtbag and talk some good old-fashioned wrestling.
Yeah, R.I.P. Scott Hall. We did our tributes all week. I even throw a toothpick at the thing. I do not know where that toothpick is. I don't have a clue where it went to. But that's how good I am at throwing toothpicks, so...
Disappeared.
Yeah, this way. It's all right. That way. All right, I just want to make sure I know which way to do it later. But yeah, man, we out here representing the Chico legend himself. We had a lot of things, some dope tributes.
A lot of it.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin Owens, and I don't know why that crowd didn't cheer to upset me. But
yeah,
we got a lot to talk about.
Shout out Britt Baker too.
Yeah.
She had a nice little tribute during her match, even though she lost. But we'll talk about that here in just a little bit.
Yeah, we got a lot to get into. And one of the first things I really want to get into is I want to show. We're gonna get into the Big E. We're gonna get into the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker match, which some people didn't like.
Some people didn't.
But one thing I do want to talk about, I always want to try to bring in something different to start the show before we get our breakdown. And you can skip ahead if you want to. I'll probably have it cut off or something like that. But I want to talk about the women's division in WWE and their developmental. Because if y'all didn't know, they had a new performance center signees today. And they announced them. We saw Santino Marella, daughter's there. She is, I think, what is she, 19, 20?
I was about to say, all of them super young.
Yeah. Very
Very much the NXT 2.0 manifesto, if you would.
Yeah. And if you ain't noticed, Vince done went super young on there. But if you don't see, and I want to talk about how amazing this possible women's division could be in the future, because they got some. I'm talking about under 24 talent. Let's just say 25. You want to add Gigi Dolan and JC? We can add the 25 and under, because they 25.
I don't know. Gigi Dolan's got a tarnish. That woman attacked someone with a tampon. Ain't nobody forgetting her indie roots. You can change your hair. You can do all these glamorous shots.
Name.
You were still that crazy girl that was married to Darby Allin. That's real fans ain't forget.
But yeah, you got them two from Toxic Attraction. They got over. They are over. And it's a Vince idea.
Did.
Toxic Attraction is 100% a Vince idea.
Oh yeah, that was a Vince. That was Vince creative all day.
Yeah,
with a sprinkling of Bruce Pritchard and Johnny Ace nodding in the background.
And I feel like that's gonna be the Bella Twins style thing they going with in the future, because they got a certain thing they want now. Cora Jade is over with Vince for some reason, because I think she reminded him of Jeff Hardy in some way, and he loved Jeff Hardy.
That's crazy. She could grow on me, but from what I've seen, she's still a little shaky in certain aspects.
Yeah, but Vince loves her because he keep putting in title shots, and she just came up and
I was about to say she seems to be prominently pushed.
Yeah, she even got the big spots in the War Games match.
I've seen her do some cool little tag team stuff with Raquel Gonzalez, who they've made look completely different for some reason, like fucking completely changed her look. But Vince gonna do what Vince is gonna do.
She just turned 21, by the way. That's crazy.
But there's a lot. He's got a lot of super young talent. I mean, time will tell whether they're really made for the business or not.
As we know, they just signed Roxy. She part of that group too.
Yeah, but Roxy's got some experience indie wise. So.
Yeah, so she got
and she's one of Booker T's girls, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she is, because Book said Vince got to sign her because she came from my school. So and if Vince like Booker, and Book, from what I've seen, Booker
does a good job over there at his wrestling academy, though. Like he's
if anybody knows, he kind of teaches WWE style in a lot of ways.
He really does. But it's also he teaches it in a way to where it could be applicable in other situations
Yeah.
in the business too.
So
But it is a very if you would, WWE influence style.
yeah, so I think she'll fit. Like I said, Santina Morella, his mom. I mean
His daughter,
his daughter is there. He knows
the
WWE
Rock
style.
daughter.
Yeah, you got the Rock daughter. He knows WWE style. So a lot of people
Don't
that gonna
forget
fit.
that Jim Cornette, and Jim Cornette smacked Santino Marella for stealing heat from the Boogeyman in OVW.
But
I can't help it. Whenever I hear Santino Marella, I automatically, man, you let Jim Cornette smack you, but you didn't want to fight the Boogeyman, so I sort of get it. That's a big old black dude that eats worms.
yeah, Nikita Lyons is probably the most over person in NXT.
Hey,
She's
she got that
22.
thing.
She's 22. Lash Legend. She's Nia Jax in a
Ugh,
lot of ways.
I don't know,
She
man.
talks better. She's like a younger Nia Jax that talks better already. So
She might, but in ring,
they both hurt people.
she
So
ain't got. She might be, in my humble opinion,
she's terrible.
might have to cut the losses with that one.
But she talks well, so you might can make her something. So I don't know.
What, she gonna be? She gonna be a Omos but can talk good?
Or she be a Nia Jax that talk.
No, Nia Jax almost ended Kairi Sane's career.
I know that's the problem with Lash Legend right now. So
I don't want a Nia Jax that
but
can
the
talk
difference
good.
is between Nia and Lash is 22, so she got a lot of chance to improve. Nia was like 35, it wasn't no improving that, so I see why they get. You got
Hey,
you got that
I know you got more faith than I do.
you got the Hispanic tag team. They pretty dope. She did some dope moves last week.
Yeah. Also, as far as NXT 2.0 goes, aside from these newly seen, the Creed brothers could go either way, in my opinion, too. I could either see them being really big or them being a miss.
They kind of fit Vince's bodyguard roles in the main roster. We know they're gonna be bodyguards. Just pretend.
Yeah. They're finna. Hopefully they don't have an AOP run, but
Hey, it could work. If they could talk, they might get a better run than AOP, but I don't know. So
yeah.
So maybe if they stay with Malcolm Bivens, they might give them a push. Malcolm Bivens funny.
Baby.
So stay with Malcolm Bivens. But
he is.
But that young roster, that's all I want to say. That young roster for WWE, the women's division specifically, can carry for a long time if done right. And I don't know if WWE will.
Have they said how long these deals are, though?
They usually go for 3 years, don't they?
Yeah, but I didn't know if they were different coming in from the Performance Center, because I know 3 years was sort of like the NXT, and I know that the Performance Center deals are different from the NXT deals. So.
But that's Vince's thing now. I think he done kind of gave up on
the 3-year model.
I know Vince probably gave up on the 3-year thing. And a lot of these people say about a lot of these things you can see coming. A lot of these, only one that surprised me was Bray Wyatt. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Other than that, the rest of them you can see Vince didn't know.
I'm honestly surprised he hasn't popped up anywhere yet.
Like all the other cuts, Vince didn't have nothing to do with them, and he couldn't create nothing for him because Vince is old and don't wait till the day before to come up with ideas. And then he like, who is that? And they were like, what am I supposed to do with them? And
who are you again?
So he's like, we spending too much money, so let's get rid of the people. Like Hit Row,
let's get rid of a couple hundred wrestlers.
Yeah, Hit Row is right here, and let them go out there with Sami Zayn and rap. And then it was weird, and then you're like,
I think they could have had something, but I'm interested to see how long it takes before Isaiah or Shane Swerve Strickland ends up on AEW Dark.
The thing about Hit Row is I think they could have been amazing. But
could have been.
But I don't think Vince understood them, or Nick Khan, or Bruce Pritchard. Like I always say this, I want to be in Vince focus group so I can tell them that, yo, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Yo, why did you name Pete? I know Europeans, you like to change their names to something else, but why?
Butch.
Why Butch? Why? Why?
Why?
I don't understand why. Pete does it. Just change his name to Pete.
I feel like
I know you hate
Vince has
last
been
name.
watching one of them. Vince has probably watched one of those old timey movies that showed like the British youth that were supposed to be tough, and now that's just Sheamus, Ridge, and Butch.
Sheamus, Ridge, and Butch is a weird name.
Bruh, that's wild.
Well, Brian ain't got that problem. At least he got his name before he came, so that's gonna be NXT.
Yeah, but still,
NXT
if you could
2.0.
just call him Rex Steiner, bro, that's such an amazing name.
At least the NXT 2.0 ain't gonna have to deal with name changes probably because they all got their name early from Vince.
Yeah,
Pete was Triple H era, so he.
Butch is wild.
That's a stupid name, but we gonna see where it goes. That's all we can do.
Got him wearing that dumb hat over his hair. It was looking crazy. Why don't you just let him have his hair down if you were gonna have him
Can
wear
I
a
say
hat
this?
like that?
I enjoy watching NXT 2.0. Might be my favorite thing WWE to watch at this point because I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad. It's like
I literally just watch the clips of matches that sound interesting, and I record it, and then I just fast forward through and watch the matches
the
that I
fun
think
part, Torrin. This is Vince actually being like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw stuff to the wall rather than do the same stupid thing every week."
I don't know, bro.
I used to watch Raw before I quit. It used to be, can they coexist? Tag team. Oh, he turned on him. Oh, he walked out the ring. Oh, they couldn't coexist. Now they're gonna have a title match. Then they're gonna have a triple threat match with some random person.
No, they're gonna have a title contenders match, and then they're gonna have a championship.
And then
match.
the person gonna interfere, and then neither one of them lose because nobody loses in WWE because losing makes them look weak. Or somebody had to get distracted by random music that plays. It was like Formula NXT 2.0. He just like, hey, let's try this, and I'm like, that's actually funner because I don't know. It's gonna either be really horrible segment, or it's gonna be amazingly funny to me.
Well,
And it can
like
go
I said,
way, and I look at it, don't know what to expect, and that's probably the most exciting. Like when I look at SmackDown, I'm like, oh, they gonna have this. Raw gonna have this one amazing match a week. And then everything else gonna be played by the number. SmackDown, I'm looking forward to Roman Reigns coming out, and then everything else is kind of I'm gonna forget. NXT 2.0, I'm like, is this segment gonna be amazingly stupid and fun, or is it just gonna be amazingly stupid?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of amazingly stupid there,
but
though.
it's also a lot of amazingly stupid fun things.
Hey, different strokes for different folks. That's what I'm saying. Vince is trying to spread out his demographic.
It's like that's all I'm saying is it's like something different. Like I don't know what to expect, and that's one of the most exciting things about me when I was a kid watching Attitude Era. I didn't know what we were gonna do. Somehow Stone Cold blew up a car, and I don't know. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, but the way I look at it is, I look at the way that I watched wrestling during the Attitude Era, which is when I was growing up. I don't watch wrestling the same as I did then, so the same stuff doesn't. You know what I mean?
But I watch
wrestling in a completely different way now than I did when the amazing stuff during the Attitude. Like there's a whole different level of understanding there now. You know what I mean?
I just want the show to be. It is sports entertainment. It's fun. It's a scripted show. Go a little crazy. Yeah. That's my biggest problem with AEW. I love AEW is probably Dynamite, probably my favorite thing to watch right now. But sometimes I get kind of TK booking is kind of by the book too. It's not annoying
by the fans' perspective, though, which is
it ain't annoyingly.
So it's super.
It ain't annoyingly formulaic like a WWE one. When you know a match gonna end a DQ.
No, but he hasn't had that much time to stew the formula, though. Vince's formula's been brewing for a good while longer.
Like when I watch Raw, for instance, when we watch Raw, you know a match between two top stars is gonna end either in a distraction finish or a DQ because they can't lose. They both, for some reason, they put two people that's going to be in a main event fight at the next pay-per-view, put them together in a match, but just to make sure the other two don't fight. You know they can't afford to lose straight up. So he's going to make a way.
It's just to draw ratings, though, and people still fall for it.
Yeah, and it's so formulaic and boring. NXT, India Hartwell just randomly kissing some dude. I'm like, this is ridiculously stupid. But then the next segment can be ridiculously stupid but fun. So I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna expect. I can't. And probably because I
I don't know how much
expectations.
fun I'm watching wrestling for anymore, though. I'm much more of a give me violence kind of guy, or give me amazing in-ring skill, or give me a actual dramatic work like MJF CM Punk. I don't. After they changed NXT to NXT 2.0, I think I sort of fell out of the demographic, because like I try, and they've had some good matches on there, but as far as like the story elements and stuff go, bro, it ain't for me.
I enjoy the fun. It's fun. Let's just have fun. And plus, it's different from every other wrestling show.
I have lots of fun, but not while I'm watching that.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Every other wrestling thing, like
Indy Hartwell's drama with Dexter Lewis and
he brought out a knife. He brought out a knife and threatened to murder people with a hatchet at a wedding. By the way, that's probably why I like Impact too. I like Impact because it's just random crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen on Impact.
Very true.
Like Heath Slater just randomly came out and chatting for the championship, and then they had this back and forth, and I was like, "Hey, this is fun." I didn't expect Heath Slater to come out. He got kids, and Moose like, "I don't give a about your kids."
He does.
I'm like,
I don't give a damn about your kids.
And that came from the random stupid WWE segment with Brock Lesnar, and they said that was even unannounced.
It did.
He's like, "I got kids, your kids."
I don't care. Hey, but you know Brock meant it.
Yeah, Brock really don't care about your kids.
You know Brock really meant it.
I'm ready to get paid. I do not care about your kids at all. But like I said, I have fun watching wrestling, and I feel like, and that's what I feel like needed sometimes. Sometimes you need more fun. I feel like it's
hopefully more people will start watching it, so it's not.
It went up there. I think it's almost at 600,000. It's back to about to where it was before. For a time, it was it was at 490,000. Now it's about 620,000 again. Thank Nikita Lyon and her pen for that.
Yeah.
Nikita Lyon.
I call it a modified bonsai drop
that most people would rather take. Yo, I saw a girl who never watched wrestling.
I'd take that over Yokozuna any day.
I saw a girl who never watched wrestling and said I should start watching wrestling because of this. I said, huh?
Hey,
whatever.
I said, they're shooting for a new audience.
Yeah, and Impact. Like I said, Impact fun to me. I always brag on them too. NXT UK is like I said. I'm gonna always plug them because they do excellent storytelling.
Yeah, as long as Vince doesn't ever see it though and decide he needs to switch some things up though, because NXT UK has consistently good in-ring work, and the stories I don't really pay attention to the stories with it all like that either. But the in-ring work is so good.
It's mostly vignettes and story. It's mostly vignette stories.
Yeah,
where why this dude hate this dude? They tell some backstory and
very well produced, which is the WWE trademark.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, have fun, watch, enjoy. They got a bunch of young talent. Let them find their characters and stuff through trials and tribulations randomly.
Like I said, now looking back, I'm sad that Pete Dunne but like we forget, Pete Dunne for the longest, until Walter came, Pete Dunne was the longest reigning NXT UK champion. I still remember when Walter beat Pete Dunne for the WWE.
Who?
I'm not calling him that.
Who are them two you just said? I don't know who they are.
I'm talking about Walter.
I don't know who that is.
Ain't nobody. I don't acknowledge Nazis.
You mean Gunther and Butch?
I do it.
Gunther and Butch? You know him as that name. I know him by something.
That was a match between Pete Dunne and Walter, not Gunther and Butch. God, Vince, why?
Saying that out loud was hilarious.
That was one of the most amazing matches.
Gunther versus Butch is the funniest name I've ever heard in my life. You say Gunther versus Butch.
That's wild. That's so wild. I fear for Ilya. Like Ilya, just stay because you are gonna be named something ridiculous.
It's only
you gonna be like too. Ferdinand or something.
We gotta look up some sailors from.
Yeah.
By the way, for the people that don't know, Vince wanted
Yeah.
Scott Hall to be like a G.I. Joe character. He like, nah, I ain't doing that.
Nope.
His dad was like an army person, so his daddy was like a military guy. So Vince wanted him to be a G.I. Joe character. By the way, y'all gotta start telling Vince no, because I noticed that if y'all tell Vince no, he just gonna go with something crazy.
Oh yeah,
you gotta start telling him no, because
he gonna turn you in.
Chris Jericho said it. Hey, bro, he said just punch Vince and then he'll be good with you. Just punch him.
Yeah, but Vince wasn't almost 80 then.
Slap him and I bet he respect you.
Hey, like William Regal slapped Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, that's what you think he got it from? He got it from Vince, dog. He learned that from
William Regal is just out here smacking boys. I'm wondering if that's going to be a new streak. Like every Dynamiter, we finna see William Regal slap one of the young dudes, and then the young dude just can't do nothing because if you do, Bryan Danielson and John Moxley are there.
Yeah, you saw how
they pulled up. Super smooth tag team.
You see how they pulled up when he slapped him?
They did,
and he stood up to him, and they both walked up to him on both sides.
Yeah, it was good camera work, but their tag work is good. I don't care what nobody says. So Bryan Danielson and John Moxley's, but their styles clicked way better than I thought they would.
But they had a lot of time working together. They and Bryan didn't they have a lot of tag team with the Shield at that time when Fatal 4-Ways against them?
Not as a tag team though.
Oh yeah, just together or something. But it had a good. But it's a good time.
You got to think tag teams. It takes some time to have that repertoire and actually be good for real. For real. That's why I was so surprised that because even their spacing from the corner to the mat, all of that was impeccable. Always in tag range, always believable. I like the fact that John Moxley Bryan Danielson grounds John Moxley a little bit to where he doesn't get so unbelievable at points.
He does be unbelievable. Let's go into some.
I'm pleasantly surprised about the matching.
Let's go into some of the shows this week because it's time to talk about some of the wrestling show. What do you think about Raw this week? Anything stood out? I know the Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, that was incredible.
Yeah, it was. That's the only with Raw, like you said, you're gonna get your one good.
This is so terrible.
Yeah, but Raw was mid. There wasn't nothing super. I mean, it's setting stuff up. I actually Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair.
Oh yeah,
that spot was a crazy visual that worked for me. Just the chair around her neck, Becky pulling her into the post, like that's an angle maker, man. That's how you set up a spot for a comeback. So
and then it's like real beef because Bianca said hit her in the throat with a braid and it choked her out. So now you got like this.
Yeah.
So you got like real tension now. So
gave her the mark with the whip and everything that Sasha Banks made.
Yeah, that hair whip sound crazy when it hit.
Oh yeah. Breaking the sound barrier.
I'm like, bro, I do not want to get hit with that. Maybe I do. Maybe I will. I ain't gonna lie. No offense.
It depends on the context. What's happening? Where are we at? What's going on?
No offense, Montez Ford.
It's closed or not?
Montez Ford, no offense.
Hey, I don't give a dang. Your wife, fine. I'd knock her down in a heartbeat. I don't care. What you gonna do? Hit me with the frog splash? I'm gonna move Samoa Joe out here. I'm walking off.
Yo, I love that. That's the one thing I always loved about Samoa Joe. Like people do stupid dives here, just walk off.
Yeah,
bro, I'm standing straight here. Why you gonna do a dive?
You tripping? Hey, he made it work.
It made so much
into a gimmick and ran.
It made so much sense though, because you diving while I'm standing here, bro. Like, no, I'm not following.
That's how you break kayfabe in the right way, though.
Yeah,
for all the old heads out there, that's how you do it the right way. When the audience still it makes perfect sense.
I felt like,
but it doesn't break the barrier of believability.
It makes them smarter the same way when Randy Orton keep trying to catch him with the the phenomenal elbow and he stops and jumps off the rope and jumps back down because he's like, I know you finna try to RKO me. So it makes it shows you a smart wrestler. That's what stuff I love. That was that 2018 run when, like, I always brag about with AJ Styles. That was an amazing WWE run for AJ. But Raw
that was when he was actually champ too.
Yeah. He beat Shinsuke.
The one time he actually won the belt.
Yeah, he beat Shinsuke. He beat a couple people. One thing I came from this Raw was this week set up way better than last week, because last week was just random stuff just happening for no reason. Like the Edge promo last week was so weird, and I didn't get what he was trying to do. And this week he kind of did similar thing, but he explained it. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what you're going like you're smarter than everybody else. So I understand.
Is Edge channeling the Undertaker now?
A little bit. He's like a smart, like he's omnipotent, I guess now.
Yeah.
Which makes me worried because I want AJ to beat him at WrestleMania, but I feel like this feud now will probably go.
If you remember, that's what I said from the beginning of this feud. I was like, I hate it because they're going to have to be AJ putting over Edge when AJ should be. But like AJ already lost to is AJ just this guy that's finna take the dive for the Hall of Famers now?
Well, he is 6-2, but for the main Hall of Famers, he's always lose. Because he beat Shinsuke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But when does he get? We let Baron Corbin beat Kurt Angle, bro.
Yeah. Edge. This feud will probably last longer than WrestleMania, which I hate. WrestleMania should be the end of feuds to me, but. Like, you can't change a gimmick, and the whole gimmick is that I was losing because I was this person, and then lose the first time you fight.
Exactly, and that's why, like I said, that was my main fear.
Well, if he wasn't changing gimmicks, I could see him not losing, but he changed complete gimmicks and got a new song that's dope, by the way. I love that song. But like, bro, he's like the old Edge got stacked up and pinned by Roman Reigns.
He did.
He did put over AJ, like two phenomenal athletes.
I just feel bad for AJ.
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know how they do it though. Maybe Edge get the win overall in the series, but AJ win at WrestleMania. I don't know how they do it. But I don't like Edge losing his first time with the new gimmick though. That's the thing. This is supposed to be omnipotent.
Yeah, first time it's a new gimmick with it. At WrestleMania, that could be the end of your gimmick, bud.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I could see him losing the feud, but the new gimmick should be like, I'm a changed man. I am basically. But
yeah, but man, it just sucks. Like I said, it just sucks because I want AJ to get that win, and because AJ deserves so much more than what he's getting.
The other thing I want to talk about was I like Montez Ford kind of being heelish now because it was a lot better than his face promo. This party smell like ass. I'm like, yes, that's good. I like that. Normally you wouldn't say something like that with the Razor Ramon.
But it takes it sort of back to that NXT feel because they had a little heel run when they were in NXT that was decent.
Because I don't feel like the cup thing and all that stuff getting over like it was. So I think they needed to change. Oh man,
times change.
Yeah,
gimmicks got too. Unless you're the Undertaker or Stone Cold, you ain't got a bulletproof
Undertaker changed
gimmick.
the gimmick a little bit. He went from Minister.
Yeah, but it always came back around to the dead man at the end of the day.
Well, it was a variation of the dead man, just the same dead man, but it was like it was like Minister of Darkness, dead man. Yeah, that's the only one. But the rest was like Minister of Darkness, dead man. Then the blue dead man, and then I'm painted white dead man, and then you know what I'm saying? Look,
yeah,
it was a slight change.
The Phantom of the Opera from the Broken Orbital Bone dead man.
Yeah, so yeah,
the Purple Gloves dead man.
Yeah, it was the dead man, but it was like he'll slightly change it up.
Variations.
So I like that.
But Stone Cold, after he left the Ringmaster, and he cut that promo on Jake the Snake, Austin 316. That was the end.
Bro, they said his name and the crowd pops like crazy. I'm like, you can't never change him.
Bro, have you seen his post though? He looking in good shape, bro.
They said he working
hard. He looks like he could throw. I was gonna say it looks like he's ready to throw a match.
I'm trying to think what else I like from the show or what else was interesting. Most again formulated.
Like I said, Raw was kind of blah.
It was formulated. I like little things like I like that I understood Edge promo this week compared to last week. I like Montez looking a little heelish. Like I'm not,
but for a 3-hour show, there's not a lot to.
Yeah, if that's the only, and you give us the amazing main event, which KO and Seth Rollins just been part of bangers lately. You give
Yeah,
us,
but they're two top tier wrestlers,
yeah,
though. They're gonna
you give us
come
you
on.
give us an interesting edge thing where we actually get where he's going with his character. Even though I don't know how it's a little late because you should have did it last week. You get the maybe
Yeah.
you get a hint of the heel turn with but and you get that short segment with Becky because that I didn't care about the match again because this dude dropping wasn't name, but then you get that short.
That spot was
That spot was it set up the feud for come hot for the feud now, but again you had a whole match that I didn't care about, so it was like a lot of little stuff in between a lot of you know what I mean? It was funny watching Liv Morgan when Seth Rollins started screaming and yelling, hug Rhea Ripley. Like, oh my God, he's scared.
Yeah.
That was funny, but other than that, I don't remember what happened really.
I do like the Rhea and Liv team, though. It's better than Rhea and Nikki ASH, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's more. It felt more like not forced as much.
Yeah, but that's because Rhea's got a very Ruby Riott-esque aesthetic, which is what we're used to seeing Liv Morgan with anyways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could make a banger videotape that we wouldn't put on the internet. Except for a prize.
By the way,
think about it, girl.
Before we get off Raw, where's Cody? Because
he's coming to WrestleMania.
They gave the hardest hint I have ever heard in my life. If he don't show up, I'm pissed now. Like at first, I'm like, I don't know if he signed or not. But after
hey, people were pissed that he didn't show up.
After that, but you got a hint at the end though.
Yeah, the vision turned into a nightmare.
No. It was what he said. He said something about dashing. His hopes are dashed.
Well, no, he said his dream. He said his WrestleMania dreams have been dashed, and the vision turned into a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the big. If he ain't coming after that hint, come on, Ben. Now you done made it official. Because I'm telling y'all, y'all been making it up, dog. Y'all been making a lot of hints up that y'all just hear. Like, it's a surprise at Madison Square Garden. Paul Heyman said the surprise was Roman Reigns standing over Brock bloody. That was his surprise. That was he meant to. Y'all made that into something else. That was not Paul Heyman. Cody's supposed to go to another brand. I don't know why Paul Heyman randomly talk about Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Y'all made it up yourself. There was no hit, but that lasted. Even though they gave subtle hints, it wasn't even that was obvious. At the end of the show.
Hey, but you see, Dave Meltzer's out here going to double down on everything regardless.
Yo, I don't understand. Dave Meltzer said, this is what he said. I read it. He said, if Cody shows up tonight, he's 100% in. I'm like, duh.
No, really?
Yeah. And he said, if Seth Rollins gets another WrestleMania program tonight, Cody Rhodes is out. I'm like, duh. And if Cody Rhodes doesn't show up, but Seth Rollins doesn't get a program, we don't know. I'm like, this is the official dumbest post I have ever read.
Like you're literally just stating the obvious. Like you're saying, like, yeah, we're aware. That's sort of.
If he shows up, he's there. Well, we know that he's there. If he doesn't,
obviously, if he shows up, he's in.
If he doesn't show up and Seth Rollins moves on, he's not there. I'm like, well, duh.
No, really?
And if it's ambiguous and we don't know if Seth Rollins in a feud. We don't know. What? Why did you write this, dog?
Dave Meltzer lost the plot a long time ago.
Like, why would you write this? But let's go to NXT 2.0. I didn't really watch it this week. Tori, tell me about it.
I didn't either, so.
I done had a lot to do this week, so I do apologize for not. I did watch some highlights of like I said, I forgot her name. The what's her name? Ulissa? She did like a dope little spot when she jumped over. Look, she jumped high and then jumped on Raquel. Was that this week?
I don't. Like I said, if it's not Braun Breaker adjacent or Tommaso Ciampa, I do not know when it comes to.
Y'all let us know if y'all like that thing. I didn't even get a chance to watch. I've been busy this week, so I didn't get a chance to watch that. Like I said, I didn't even get
Dynamite though.
I watched the highlights of Dynamite while I was in a car, so I didn't even get to see it live. But I know Carmelo Hayes and them did a dope tribute come out to Scott Hall like thing.
Oh, that's cool.
MSK did it. It had an NWO shirt on, so that was dope.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what else I saw happen. Cora Jade stole all the belts. I don't know how she got it, but she stole it. And they were chasing her. Then she got a title match. I'm like, oh, so that's all you gotta do is. That's why I say Vince pushing Cora Jade.
Maybe trying to push up on Cora Jade. Oh.
Allegedly.
I hope not. That'd be the creepiest relationship ever.
Vince and Anonymous would 100% make that storyline. I promise you.
Oh, when Vince makes his NXT 2.0 debut, it's gonna be freaky.
India Hartwell and Persia got in some kissing match that was some reason trending. So I was like, oh.
Oh, see, they're trying to steal Jade's thunder. Jade was out there kissing Tay Conti, and now everybody's
India Hartwell
kissing.
been kissing Dexter for like a year now.
Yeah, but now they got the girls kissing since Jade kissed Tay.
One thing I did notice interesting is that Indy Hartwell and Persia had their interests were together as a tag team when they came out for a match against each other, and I was like, that's a unique thing I ain't never seen. I'm like, I've never seen two people that's in a match together come out together. That I can remember. You remember any, Tori?
I'm sure it's happened before, but not off the top of my head. I cannot think of a time where two opponents came out. Well, I don't know.
I've seen people come out like with the same music and then come out back to back, but I've never seen them come out together and have a match. Which I think that's an interesting idea. I don't mind something different, but that's all my review for that. I know Mello. I know they setting up the ladder match for Stand and Deliver, so they having their qualification matches right now. That's some good ones. From what I've seen, I ain't really watched them yet. I know Santos Escobar won. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but I saw who won and stuff like that.
He's got a future somewhere.
Yeah. He got a cool thing with Rey Mysterio. I saw that he gave him love, like, you the reason I got in the wrestling. So he got that moment.
That's what I'm soon, I think, here.
I do remember.
I'm going to buy 2K22 here soon, so I'm going to be intrigued to see
it looks fun.
How they did the NXT 2.0 roster and everything.
I don't think it's a lot of them on there.
Well, it's a 2K game, so the DLC we've already seen they're adding in some people, so I feel like they're gonna get anybody that's probably had a title run in the last year or so.
Ciampa said goodbye to NXT. I think I saw that. And Dominic,
he was on main event.
And Dominic made his debut on NXT, and everybody in the comments like, this is where he need to be to keep him off the main roster.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, so that's the one I remember from what I saw on Twitter. Like I said, I ain't going to watch. I'll probably watch it this weekend. Like I said, there's something interesting. The qualification matches were probably really good because all of them in that, for some reason, they put all the good people in North American title race.
Yeah.
So I'll see if those matches good. I don't know if Tori gonna watch it this weekend, but
like I said, if it ain't Ciampa or Breaker, I ain't got the. Like I said, Santos Escobar. I've got a little certain. I like him, but I'm a fan of certain Lucha Libre. I remember when Santos Escobar was El Fantasmo, so I'm sort of rooting for him, even though they're having boys ditch their masks. The art is there.
Yeah. Let's get to the final show of the week, Dynamite.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Dynamite this week? I know a couple things happened. In the dumbest thing, I'm sorry, Thunder Rose and Britt Baker. I gotta start off with this. Why did they have it? Why is this a rematch? Why is this not the first match? Why is this a rematch from 2 weeks ago? Why has she got another shot? Like, I can't get mad at WWE and then be hypocritical and say I'm okay with it with AEW. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it was really. I'm happy Thunder Rosa got her moment.
I wanted to get her
hometown, but it was literally just a diet version of their unsanctioned match, kinda. Like, it just didn't have the same feel that was there. But
I can explain.
Tony's proven he's gonna follow his recipe to the
Tor.
end.
This is why, Tor. This is why you seen it in that unsanctioned match, which was amazing. You saw it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, it's the WWE thing where I get tired of seeing the same thing. This is my point. I can't criticize WWE.
It was a good match though. Still, like,
WWE have good matches. It just what's the point? Why are we having it
well,
again?
yeah,
Why are we doing this
it's
over and
just
over?
making the girls go a little further than WWE's willing to have them to go.
But Vince don't believe.
I liked it though. I liked it for the sheer fact
I
of
like
Thunder
the match
Rosa
though. By the way, I like the match. But
getting her moment. The match quality wise, it was up to snuff for me. I know there are certain parts people didn't care for. I know there's certain stuff, but I
I
mean,
don't get the
Thunder
story.
Rosa
That's my
very
point.
seldom is going to give you a match that doesn't have good in-ring quality. And Britt Baker's getting to the point where she's a lot more hit than miss too. So yes, it should have happened a week sooner, but I forgive it because it got to the outcome that I wanted, and it was still a
I
decent
just
match.
wanted it. Why you just didn't do
They
it this
both
week?
forgot to take their aspirin though, because they got little smatterings of blood. There was no real
But
red
Tori,
runnings.
you get my point though. Why did we see it 2 weeks ago when we could have just had it the one time this week?
Because they were trying to they wanted to have the match, but they still wanted to give her the moment in her hometown. And like I said, it's a selfish thing. They're a new promotion still. It's 3 years in, I know, but I'm a Thunder Rosa fan, so I forgive it. Me personally,
I just don't like you doing it. I like why she have to get that loss 2 weeks
it is
ago.
better than it is better than it was still better than a lot of stuff in wrestling, though. At the end of the day,
I just want to know
a,
what's the point of having
a
a match
week
2 weeks
off.
ago. That's my only problem.
Well, because they used it for more setup though, because they were trying to extend the heat to get to where they could have the
But
match
it
in
didn't
her
work to me
hometown.
the way it worked.
Yeah, but I still saw. I liked that match though. It set the precedent for the steel cage.
But again, why? I still don't understand why. It's still like is she lost.
Well, no, but I was saying it was for Thunder Rosa.
So he's showing favoritism?
Well, I'd say he bought her out of her contract. I'd hope he'd show her favoritism after he spent the money to buy.
Hey, if you
Bro,
know how
he
you make me
literally
happy, Britt Baker come out and say, "Why is this favoritism? Why do we have a steel cage match after I beat her?" And then I'm happy, content.
well because she beat her with interference.
You don't care what everybody is.
No,
Is
give Tony.
Wardlow gonna
Listen,
get a
because we
rematch?
ain't gonna make it to where I'm shooting TK Bale because I don't do
Is
that.
Wardlow gonna
But
get a
you
rematch?
can't. You can't. If you're down in this, the setup that one match, bro. They've done worse stuff,
Is Wardlow gonna
bro.
get a rematch? That's all I want to know.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't get a. He shouldn't get a rematch because I think that story's different than the Thunder. The dynamics are different because we've never held Vince to that holding across the board
I
standard. So
do.
I'm not gonna.
That's my biggest
I
beef.
don't. I don't.
That's what I
See,
hate.
that's the difference. I don't. So I'm not. So I'm not gonna do it with
But
TK
Tori, no,
either.
I'm a continue with it. I'm still mad Finn Balor ain't punched the cameraman to this day.
Yeah. But
Punch the cameraman, bro. This is all you need to
if
do.
continuity is going to be your thing, I'm much more of an in-ring match story type of guy. That's just the kind of person I am.
Finn, listen to me.
That's why I'm a New Japan fan.
Punch the
That's why I'm an
company.
old school All Japan fan. But
By the way, I made a point. New Japan
yeah.
is almost New Japan the same matches and stars too. So y'all be yeah, what it is.
Hey, as long as they keep on giving us stuff, bro. Jay White knocked out. God dang, what's his face, bro? They're pushing Jay White to the moon on New Japan Strong right now, and he's been doing it in amazing matches that people just haven't talked about. So.
Shout out to Jay White. Jay White is coming to his own.
Yeah, he's bro. The US of J Open is a underground. It's going to be an underground classic run, guaranteed by the time it's all said and done, because he's doing it amazingly.
Other thoughts on Dynamite, Tor?
Jericho is a leech, and he has showed it. He's playing into it now.
That's what he should do. Get the heel heat.
Yeah, but man, I just feel bad kind of for everybody involved that isn't Jake Hager because that man's just built to get a job in some anywhere. Jake Hager doesn't need to have he's built like a goddamn monster. They're gonna run him regardless. But this could be make or break for Daniel Garcia in 2.0. And they both, I see potential in both of them to where they could put on amazing matches and even contribute to some amazing storylines. I just don't know if Chris Jericho's where it's going to come from.
I do like him
because not everyone's as resilient as MJF and Sammy to where you can sort of insulate yourself from the Jericho life absorb.
I do like the fact that he is playing into it. Like everybody like, you a leech, and so he made the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yeah,
I appreciate Chris Jericho.
It could go, like I said, it could go either way. It could make or break.
Tori,
hopefully it makes.
Tori, I am Zell May, and I am a sports entertainer.
Well, hey, you can go join the JAS if you want to. I'm boycotting. I'm still a pro wrestler. Daniel Garcia's middle finger point was even off. He had to readjust himself and everything. This ain't the spot for him. Like I said, Daniel Garcia is supposed to be in this goddamn amazing stable William Regal's building with Jon Moxley and Daniel Bryan right now. Like,
when they gonna fuse? You know they're gonna fuse.
So maybe they'll come in and like take him away, like they're about to take Wheeler Yuta away from the best friends. Finally, get him out of the mascot group because Wheeler Yuta's amazing and shouldn't be in there with goddamn.
What about the 6-man tag?
Chucky T and Trent with a freaking question mark.
What about the 6-man tag? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, it was okay, but it had to be okay if you're going to put your world champion and your tag team champions on the same team against one of the best established 3-man cells that have ever been in wrestling, which was the Undisputed Era, in my opinion. So, I mean, it sort of had to be good. There were parts of it, but I haven't cared for Adam Cole's AEW run.
Why you hurt me?
So I mean,
he's telling the truth.
It could have been way worse, but it should have been way better.
Why are you telling the truth? Why you hit me in my heart right there? You know I'm an Adam Cole fan, and his run has been kind of like he fights, as you call him, mascots.
They brought him in and made him one of the boys. It just took away all the flair. And like once they immediately stuck him back in there with the Young Bucks and the Elite. And I understand they did that before they knew they were going to get Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. You know what I mean? Or I guarantee you they wouldn't have done that because it would have been way smarter to bring them in as a trio and let them grow out from there. Like, but TK, if you want to say this,
Kenny Omega.
Put trios titles on Red Dragon and freaking Adam Cole, and maybe you can save this.
He needs something. He needs, I don't know, Golden Prophecy level or something that you can get back. I don't know if you
a match with Kenny Omega could do it. I hate to say it, but
then is he gonna get the credit? Because everybody give Kenny credit because he's amazing.
Well, no, but you got to think there's that. We're talking AEW fans here, so we're talking people who have watched BTE. We're talking people who. So the callback nostalgia value of the fact that Kenny helped put Adam Cole out of the Bullet Club. You know what I mean? All that, all the New Japan rivalry, all the BTE stuff. I mean, so you could do a nice little internet buzz number from it. And I mean, if Adam Cole tones up and gets a 5-star match from Dave Meltzer, it could change the whole internet's tune about his run, if we're being honest.
Get Kenny to give him a 5-star match from Dave.
Yep.
Yo, AEW can't keep depending on Kenny to go get 5-star matches so everybody can be.
That's why Kenny's so beat up now, because he keep on going out here and getting them these 5- and 6-star matches. That's why he's got to be out for a goddamn 6 months, man, wrestling with vertigo and hernias.
Like AEW, get Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega just to get a 5-star match to heat you back up.
Yeah, and Bryan Danielson's been serving up 4 stars on your regular shows, bro.
That man on fire.
Non-pay-per-view.
That man on fire right now.
And bro, like I said, now that we're here, I was not the biggest fan. I wasn't sure about how him and John Moxley were going to mesh. But if they're just going to be this cohesive tag team like we saw on Dynamite, I'm behind this run 100%.
Yeah. One of the other things,
Because let's be honest, the best friends, Wheeler Yuta was trained by Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy, and his chemistry tag team wise with them is impeccable. But Wheeler, we're not going to sit here and lie and not say that Wheeler Yuta at 24 years old, as good as he is could not turn around and be better than Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy both within the next couple of years.
We continue the MJF Wardlow storyline. Kind of could see it coming 100 miles away.
Hey, Scorpio Sky not wearing 2 belts, and he didn't give one to Ethan Page, like I said, but having Dan Lambert wear the extra one was hilarious to me.
I never think
Dan Lambert wearing the extra TNT title is funny.
I like it.
I'll give TK that one.
I just want to say thank God that he didn't carry 2 belts. That didn't make sense. You give it to your man.
Sammy's whole gimmick was I'm crazy. You know what I mean? So he was wearing 2 of the same belts. That's crazy.
Other than that, it was a good show.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm intrigued to see when we finally get to the Wardlow versus MJF match. I feel like that's gonna be a real defining match, like for Wardlow, because MJF, like I said, we can talk about how good his storytelling is, but he's proved time and time again, whether it was in the ring with Darby or in the ring with Punk or in the ring with Jericho. MJF is so underrated in ring, and he's so amazing. And Wardlow, his physicality and the way he's found himself in the wrestling, to where he's so clean and he uses his power in the right way. I mean, in ring alone, which, like I said, that's the stuff that I love. MJF versus Wardlow could be a 5-star match. I'm calling it now. Right after he squashes Shawn Spears like CM Punk did, though.
Other than that, it was a good show, though. The Dynamite was good.
William Regal's pimp hand's still strong.
Yep, he out there slapping people till show us some more sunshine, as Willie Yuta stated that he said, which I couldn't understand what he said because I couldn't hear it because the mics in the arena. One of my production issues with
AEW. Like, I gotta get that. Hey, they got all that equipment from Ring of Honor. Bring it in, because that's one of the things they did get along with Ring of Honor. They got all of the recording equipment and stuff that they had. So,
like, bro, I need your mics in the audience. Just show me how electrified it. They look excited, but I can't hear it.
And while we're here, I want to say this one thing, because I saw the report. The report saying that the reason that the Briscoes have not been signed is because there is some unnamed executive in Warner Media that has a problem with the tweets that Jay Briscoe made 9 or 10 years ago, that he's already apologized for multiple times. I just saw a couple of days ago that he apologized for it again. Like, man, cut the guy a break. This cancel culture is so toxic, especially in wrestling and at the world at large.
I ain't gonna lie, though. I can't hold you. Jay Lethal's tweets was crazy worse.
Yeah, but I think
I had death threats in it.
Well, Jay Briscoe had a death threat in one of them tweets too, but I don't even think that's one of the ones, because there are two tweets
Jay
that he
Lethal
made
was specifically to some. I don't know, but
Jay Briscoe's was to anyone trying to teach his kids that it was okay to be.
So I wonder if it's because the way we understand, because everybody say Vince thinks they don't look aesthetically pleasing, so that's why Vince. So I wonder, is that it too? Because it's like, oh, you not only you said you look like somebody that would say it, so we don't want to support you.
Yeah, but man, it's so sad because they're literally the best tag team in the world, in my opinion. like physicality wise,
So if
cohesiveness
ROH
wise, like
don't go to what's name, they could get signed to ROH, right? If they don't be on TV.
as long as ROH isn't, as long as if it's on TV, it's not on
It's good.
TBS or TNT.
But if he's
Because I
trying to
guess
get
it's
on
from the
HBO
Warner
Max or
side.
something like that, it's gonna be. Yeah, they're gonna be cut from it too.
That's why I was wondering if they got ROH's TV spots along with buying ROH, or if they just, because I don't know how they work these network TV contracts, whether they stay attached to the company or what happens. But I've also seen that from a lot of the ROH wrestlers that they don't even know what's going on. It's like up in the air. Like I saw Deonna Purrazzo saying how she didn't know if she'd be defending the Ring of Honor World Championship at Super Card of Honor or not. So
I have heard Jonathan Gresham has been signed in some way to Tony Khan. Shout out to Shannon Ross Sapp.
So does that kill off Terminus? Or do you think
he might be doing?
Because it's one thing letting people work at other promotions, but it's another thing if you're letting a guy under contract run his own promotion.
Well, if he started before,
but that's for another episode. That's just a random question that popped in.
But my thing is, y'all can answer in y'all comments what y'all think. But my question, if he signed it before, if he had his idea before he signed to me, because he, according to the report, he just signed, I'm gonna let him do it because you did it before you signed. So I don't know if you're gonna do it again.
Yeah, but depending on how far it goes, where does it become a conflict of interest where you're a wrestling promoter who's employing another wrestling promoter?
Just this one thing. I don't know if I'll let you do it again though, but since you had this before you signed, I'm not finna ruin it for you because you already had it signed and you already paid for the building. And you already did everything. You know, everybody know how that behind the scenes stuff. You already had everything set up. I'm not finna just be like,
I don't know, but think about how Vince did Rip Rogers with OVW.
But Vince,
he had him sign a whole 7-year contract for that man leased out a whole building for 7 years on the word of Vince McMahon after signing the contract that he was gonna keep him open for that long, and then it was freaking 2 years into that contract they used one of those clauses to get out and moved everything to Florida and left Rip Rogers with 5 years left on a lease and no promotion to put into it. So, but that is Vince.
But Vince ruthless.
Vince ruthless.
Last thing we're gonna talk about, we gotta get out of here because it's 57 minutes. I don't want to really go for an hour, but Big E, hope you get better. Tori wants something to say, and then we will get out.
Man, to all these wrestlers, we gotta stop with these pointless, dangerous spots like that, and to the point where we just gloss over them, because I know how regular it is to see somebody hit a belly to belly on the outside, but what I don't think what people understand is how easily the simple moves like that, or the simple looking moves like that, are the most dangerous. And that's why I hate how we've become so desensitized to dives and stuff like that, because it's moves like these suplexes and slams on the outside that can so easily be catastrophically injuring people. And now Big E's broken his neck for a throwaway spot on a random SmackDown. So I just want to, us as fans, we gotta realize that too, and maybe appreciate it a little more than just haphazardly, and this is trash, when they're doing stuff now that 10, 15 years ago would have been the cause for a whole hospital and injury angle, and they just keep it going. So, I mean, it's an appreciation part on the thing of the fans. It's also a appreciation for your body thing on the part of the wrestlers. Like, I hope Big E gets better, but I also hope that maybe this serves as a lesson to these just random fly-by-night, random part of the match spots on the outside of the ring. But yeah, I think that about sums it up.
Yeah, I saw somebody say wrestlers are more.
I'm also glad there was no heat on Ridge Holland, apparently, because I understand that it's wrestling, stuff happens.
Yeah. Apparently, I saw some reports and people say that you kind of loose with the rules of wrestling, the old school rules. So you would do more of a throwaway spot because it became an indie thing. The WWE got more lax and everybody got more lax. So you just do a throwaway spot that's supposed to be like the Tory Point. Used to be like a injury place. Like it used to, if you go outside and do a big move outside on the floor,
that's an injury angle.
You know what I'm saying? So you didn't.
That's a hospital spot.
Yeah, or if you get thrown through a table, you out. Now they come back in the match after they get thrown through the table. They come back in the match. Like, so it's all like the
Sammy Guevara hit a Spanish fly on Isaiah Cassidy off the Titantron through 2 tables and bounced back up.
Yeah, so it's kind of, it takes you out of it a little loose, but some people say it hurts the storytelling, some people say it risks more injury, and it might be true. It might be true. So
it could be a little bit of both.
Yeah, so you're not playing by the old school rules when the things go, and sometimes
but sending all the healing energy to Big E.
Yes, and
because he's such a good rep. And I also want to say that don't get it twisted. If Big E wasn't so amazingly built and such a specimen of a human being, that belly to belly suplex would have murdered anybody else.
Yeah,
like them hitting their head like that, their neck breaking like that, it would have been over. Big E just all the muscle holding that frame together, freaking.
Yeah, we getting out of here. We got the one, the only Afro Coming 765. Tell them where they can find you.
And you can find me, of course, here on Overall 99 on Just a Fan and Man Cave. Also, Afro Coming 765 on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that jazz. I'm out there giving you crazy, random scumbag takes on social media, giving you your daily dose of dirtbag. You already know.
Yeah, just hit me for that link tree, like and subscribe. Tell us your thoughts on this week in wrestling. This is Just a Fan Wrestling. Peace. We're out.
Peace.